You're watching the Voice Out Digital's weekly news collection and summary that comes your way every weekend with me, our Biba. In this week's collection and summary, investigations on 38 containers begins. Russia-Africa Summit. President Adama Barrow lays out Gambia's investment potentials. On the international news, British police find 39 dead in Bulgarian lorry container. And Tunisia's new president sworn in after surprise election. Well, viewers, with these and more coming in this edition of your weekly news collection and summary. The Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, Mr. Lamin Diba, has confirmed to Fourier that investigations on 38 containers of wood held at the Banjul WAF has started. The minister, through Fourier, said that the investigations will take 6 weeks and that the investigation panel involved the police and the National Intelligence Service. It could be recalled that the minister had confirmed earlier last month that his ministry has intercepted 38 containers of wood. He said those responsible will be taken to court once a case is established against them. In order to set an example, since people are transporting lots of woods without the permission of the Department of Forestry in the Gambia. President Adama Barrow on Thursday addressed the first plenary session of the Russia-Africa Summit and laid out a detailed presentation of the investment opportunities that exist in the Gambia. In the Gambia, we have investment opportunities that bode well for this forum. Our National Development Plan has, among others, among its strategic priorities, modernizing our agriculture and fisheries sectors of sustained economic growth, food and nutritional security, and poverty reduction, President Barrow said in a statement delivered at the summit. The summit, which it convened for the first time, provided an opportunity for more than 60 African leaders in politics, business and development and their Russian counterparts to engage each other with the hope of expanding political and trade ties between the parties. Top managers of almost 2,000 Russians and foreign companies are taking part in this high-level meeting. Among other development and investment priorities, the President invited Russian and foreign investors to take the advantage of the country's year-round sunlight to explore and invest in renewable energy. He also highlighted the opportunities that exist in the country's maritime sector, stressing that the Banjul seaport is a gateway to the West African market. Information has it that on Tuesday, 15 October 2019, Wande Fatou Jammeh, a Gambian based in the United States of America, was allegedly assaulted by Mr. Aziz Francis Mendy and officials of the Brussels airline at the Banjul International Airport. Ms. Jammeh, who was supposed to travel back to the U.S. with Brussels Airlines, explained that she was taken to one Mr. Seka, who works for the same airline, at the airport concerning her luggage. According to her, it was in the middle of her conversation with Mr. Seka that Mr. Mendy came in and interfered. He asked me to sit down or else he will seize my passport and offload my luggage from the plane. I asked him who was going to seize my documents, and he, Francis Mendy, replied to me, "Don't you know me?" After that, he just pushed and slapped me and my nose started bleeding, she explained anxiously. Meanwhile, the ASP, Lamin Yai, Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force, when contacted, declined to comment on the issue but promised to give an update. For his part, Aziz Francis Mendy, station officer of Brussels Airlines, Gambia chapter, said the airline company does not mandate him to speak to the media on any official matter. However, he promised to share the contacts of the communication department of the Brussels Airlines with its medium by Monday, 21st October 2019 for any inquiry. No such information was received up till the time of going to press. The Executive Secretary of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission, Dr. Baba Jallow, has revealed that the interim report of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission will be submitted in December or early January next year. The TRRC is an independent Gambian institution mandated to conduct research and investigations into human rights violations committed under the 22 years of Yahya Jammeh's regime. The Commission further aims to prevent a repetition of the violations and abuses suffered under the past regime by making recommendations to government and citizens aimed at ensuring the crimes of past never occur in the Gambia again. In pursuit of these aims, the TRRC will facilitate community and national reconciliation, launch civic education efforts on peace and justice, design individual and communal reparations, and shape the scope of future prosecutions and amnesties. It will promote national reconciliation and healing by assisting victims and their relatives. The TRRC was established by an Act of Parliament in September 2017 to investigate past human rights violations under the 22-year repressive rule of Yahya Jammeh. The Commission was inaugurated on the 15th October 2018. The Act provides under Section 14, subsection 4, that the Commission shall, after 1 year of its establishment, submit an interim report to the President dealing its activities. The Commission has a 2-year mandate to investigate human rights violations by AFPRC and the APRC regime. Over 100 witnesses have appeared before the TRRC, including perpetrators and victims. Public Affairs Officer of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Wednesday told Fourier that Michael Sankoria of the Gambia Armed Forces remains in custody pending the disposition of the immigration proceedings. Michael Sankoria's arrest by U.S. authorities came on the heels of allegations by some soldiers, junglers, that he participated in the execution of people on the orders of ex-President Yahya Jammeh. Altier Smoke remarked on September 17, 2019, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (IEC) detained Michael Correa, 40, in Aurora, Colorado. Michael Sankoria's arrest by U.S. authorities came on the heels of allegations by some soldiers, alleged junglers, that he participated in the execution of people on the orders of ex-President Yahya Jammeh. Altier Smoke remarked on September 17, 2019, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (IEC) detained Michael Sankoria, 40, in custody. A citizen of the Gambia legally entered the United States on December 16, 2019, but did not depart in accordance with the terms of his immigration status. He remains in ICE custody pending the deposition of his immigration proceedings. Public Affairs Officer at the U.S. Embassy in Banjul on last month told Fourier that the Department of Homeland Security detained Gambian citizen Michael Correa on September 17, 2019. The U.S. government remains in close touch with the Gambian Ministry of Justice counterparts regarding the case. Former members of the defunct AFPRC government, Sanabi Sabali and Edward Singate, have on Wednesday, 23 October 2019, reconciled before the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission. The reconciliation process was initiated by Sana Sabali to reconcile with his former colleague, with whom he planned the 22nd July 1994 coup that unseated the 30-year rule by the PPP government. Sana Sabali said the two of them were on one hand perpetrators and on the other hand victims. He said he holds no animosity for Singate or Yahya Jammeh. Edward Singate described Sana Sabali as a very close friend of his during their days in the barracks. He said what happened between them was unfortunate. Meanwhile, Edward Singate, a former chairman of the redundant AFPRC regime, has on Monday denied having any knowledge about the alleged murder of Usman Koro Sisa, a former Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs in the Jammeh's government. I completely deny participation in the killing of Usman Koro Sise. He was my colleague and we had a good relationship, Singate said. Appearing before the TRRC on Monday, Singate said the last time he saw Mr. Usman Koro Sise alive was at the airport when they went to see former President Jammeh. He said the following day, while at the stadium playing football, he received information about Koro's demise. Singate said he attended the burial of the late Minister of Finance. He added that there was an investigation conducted and the report was handed to the former President of the Gambia, Yahya Jammeh. I don't believe this heinous crime was committed at Yankuba's house, as alleged. He said Yankuba would never have been completely out of his mind to allow this crime to happen in his own house, he said. With that, we take a break, and when we come back, we look at news beyond our borders. Welcome back. We now talk on issues beyond our borders. Police found the bodies of 39 people inside a truck container believed to have come from Bulgaria at an industrial estate to the east of London on Wednesday. The truck was thought to have entered Britain at Holyhead in Wales on Sunday and to have originally started its journey in Bulgaria. The driver, a 25-year-old man from Northern Ireland, has been arrested on suspicions of murder, police said. Tunisia's new president, Kais Saied, took the oath of office on Wednesday after his surprise election victory over champions of the political establishment. Saied, a conservative academic with no previous political experience, won the overwhelming support of young voters in an October runoff, was sworn in before members of the Constitutional Assembly and other top state bodies. The poll followed the death in July of Beji Said Essibi, Tunisia's first president, freely elected by universal suffrage. 4 soldiers and a police officer were killed and 11 more injured in twin attacks early Saturday in the north of Burkina Faso, the army said in a statement through France 24. Military units in Bahrain, Lorraine province and Yanis, Yangana province were targeted by almost simultaneous terrorist attacks at around 3 a.m., the statement further revealed. These attacks unfortunately cost the lives of 5 personnel in the units, including 1 police officer. 11 soldiers were also injured, the statement said. The army said the security forces had successfully fought off assailants before the arrival of reinforcement. Until 2015, the poor West African country Burkina Faso was largely squared violence that hit Mali and the Niger, its neighbors to the north. Viewers, that's all we have for you in this edition of your weekly news collection and summary on the Voice Out Digital. I was your presenter, Awa Biba. Until we come your way next weekend on the same platform, have a nice evening.